Hello, hi, I'm Zanzi, and welcome back to the Health for Mzansi podcast, episode 98. Proudly brought to you by Health for Mzansi. I'm your host, Joe, and I'm so excited to walk this health and wellness journey with you. Remember, nothing is off limits. This week, we are delving in the topic of their careers within the medical field. Have you heard of a trichologist? If not, no worries. You learn something new every day as we'll be chatting about all information regarding trichology. Elma, how are you doing?
Anne, I'm very excited to talk to you about hair issues and scalp issues. This is my passion. Many people have problems here.
Yeah, before we get into that, thank you so much for joining us. I think on this very important topic for this discussion, we're focusing on rare careers within the medical field. Believe you me, I've never heard of a trichologist. So when I saw this as a career option, when I saw this as the career paths in the medical field, I thought, you know what? I want to learn more about this. And I know you wear many hats. You are a moderator, a lecturer, a manager, an administrator. But today we're going to talk about you being a trichologist. So if you can just give us more information about what it is that you do.
A trichologist, it is not a well-known profession in South Africa, and they don't even have the qualification here. Trichology is a small section of dermatology, a small branch of dermatology, and it is the scientific study of the human hair and scalp. So a trichologist will go in and identify the problem. If it's, let's say it's hair loss, for instance, the trichologist must go find the source of the problem and not treat the symptom. She must find why is it happening. Some people are just negligent with their hair and they use lots of chemicals maybe on the hair and scalp. Then it's chemical because of chemical conditions. Others, again, is autoimmune problems where, the white blood cells in the body go and attack your own body, like psoriasis or eczema, things like that. Or alopecia areata, where it falls out in circles and so on. Yes. It's a very interesting field, yes.
Like I shared with you, I take pride I always refer to my hair as the crown that I wear. I'm very interested in hair products, and something else that I've learned from reading your bio is just looking after the scalp as well. I don't think that's something that we normally pay attention to. We just pay attention of the hair. And like you just said now, there's so many internal things that one also has to look at. Sometimes we don't know what can affect our scalp. What are those things that we do not look at that can actually really damage our scalps, but we don't know that?
Look, there are various reasons why. The first reasons would be mechanical damage. Damage is your equipment that you use on your hair. Let's say your hair dryer, your hairbrush, your flat iron, if it's too hot, if you put it on to 200 degrees whenever, and you do it every day. If I put my iron on my jersey every day on the same spot, then you'll find that later on my jersey will perish in that spot. So that is what we do to our hair. And then we damage the outer layer of the hair, and that layer is supposed to protect the hair. So we call it the cuticle layer, so you damage it. And then later on, you'll find the hair becomes dry, unmanageable, and then many people come to me, but it's because they are using the flat iron every day. I say use it when you go to a ball, use it when you go to a special meeting, but wear your hair natural also. The curl of your hair, your texture of your hair, that is what you have inherited from your parents, and that you must be proud of your heritage, wherever you come from, wherever you stay. It is our condition that is your responsibility. Are you nourishing the hair? Are you looking after the hair? Are you doing the right thing? What works for your friend's hair will not work necessarily for your hair. You must go find out what is needed for your texture. Our textures are different, and that is so because of heredity and what we've inherited from our parents.
So true. And Elma, I'm so glad that you're actually mentioning that, because just looking at my own journey, it took a while for me to appreciate the way my hair comes out of my scalp. I also used to follow suit and just, straighten and use all sorts of chemicals on my hair until I realized, I'm doing more damage and harm to my
Yes.
natural curl
Yes.
pattern and how my hair is just naturally.
Yeah. The other reason I said mechanical damage, the other reason is chemical damage. Those are the chemicals that we use on the hair and the scalp. These chemicals, they are alkaline, and our hair and skin is acid. So what happens is that what people do is they apply maybe a relaxer, let's say any relaxer. So it takes it out from acid and it takes it to highly alkaline. So sometimes people buy the relaxer at the shop and then they never neutralize. The neutralizer is important because what it does, it brings the hair back to its natural pH of acid. And many people don't do it, or they use an ordinary shampoo and things like that. So it is sometimes people don't understand these things. And this is where the trichologist comes in to help people to learn to work and to love the hair and to do the right thing.
Definitely. And Almina, one can hear that you have so much knowledge about taking good care of one's hair and how that contributes to your health. Is there a space where you educate others, maybe that work in the hair industry, as a health practitioner yourself?
I'm well known in the hairdressing industry. I'm well known at all the institutions that offer hairdressing. And I do go to them. I do moderations and assessments for them. And I sometimes give lectures at these particular training institutions. And sometimes hairdressing groups will invite me for a talk. Sometimes ladies will call me for a talk to talk about a day, maybe a day for ladies. And then they ask me to come and talk about hair and the issues. But I must say, Joanne, it was a difficult road for me to get here because the qualification is not in South Africa. And I have approached the services sector to bring in a qualification like this. So I had to go to Australia to get my qualification.
Wow.
So if you look on the internet, you'll find many little courses and many people say, do it, do it. But it's not a proper qualification. It's just people advertise to make money of you. So you'll study it maybe for a month or 6 weeks. You don't become a true trichologist when you do those things because it is more than that, where the dermatologist will have a look and the dermatologist will give you something and say, okay, your scalp is red, so I'm going to give you a script for a shampoo and drink maybe a tablet for it, where the trichologist will go in, have a look microscopically, and they will also do the work. You'll sit at the basin and they will analyze the texture of the hair. They will have a look on the scalp and they will help the person with the condition. Let's say the dermatologist gave her a special shampoo, then the trichologist will help her to use the shampoo properly or to put the ointment on. It's difficult.
Yeah.
You must just put something on your scalp and you can't see what you're doing here. So many people come for that help. Others come for autoimmune problems. Others come for hair damage. In a salon or at home, even if you use home chemicals, buy chemicals and put on your hair and scalp, you can make one wrong decision and it will take you a good year if you've damaged your hair to get it back.
Sure.
So it's important that you do the right, If you have hair breakage, hair loss, there isn't a tablet that I can give you this week and next week you will have all your hair. It's a long-term thing to get it back. Many people don't have the patience yet.
Patients that come in and that clearly suffer from alopecia, would they also see a trichologist? Or is it done in conjunction with a dermatologist then?
Many come from a dermatologist and maybe they've given up. As I'm saying is what I do is, and what I was taught to do is to do a consultation to get the in-depth knowledge of why this is happening. And then the person must go for blood tests. Maybe I check the person's medication because some of the medications have side effects of hair. I have a look at their contraceptives. And then, as I told you, I must go look for the source of the problem. I can't treat the symptom. I can't say, use this tablet, your hair will grow. I must delve deeper in because your hair is a barometer of the body. If your hair falls out all of a sudden, then your body says to you something from within is not okay. The first thing that I look at is the thyroid gland, because if that is under or overactive, you will lose hair. I look at the person's ferritin level. If your iron level is too low, then the papilla, which is the root, doesn't get enough of the iron. And then I also look at the hormones and I look at the vitamin supplements. If the person is stressed, does she have stress? Did she have a baby 3 months ago? Because after 3 months, the hair goes. If the person has gone through trauma, if there was death in the family, if there was a big exam, anything that disrupts your metabolism, 3 months later, you will lose hair.
You were just giving now, like possible reasons why people will suffer hair loss, which I think is so great to just know, because I think so many people go through it. But do you also give pointers that you maybe share with your patients, good practices to follow, even at home, on how to look after your hair and how to look after your scalp?
Yes, I do that. That is a continuous education, because once they come in, once they've done the consultation, then the next visit, and if I might send them for a blood test, 1 or 2, if I find that, okay, maybe I think they're deficient, or maybe they have a thyroid problem, then they come back for treatments. And then I show them what to do, and then they can carry on at home with it. And they only visit me when they think, okay, now it's time again to go see Elma. And I give them homework also to do. You will be surprised when they come back. It does something to their self-esteem if they know really what. Now, once they've touched base with their condition and I've given them the information, they continuously text me and ask me a question. That's okay. And then once they start seeing the benefit and how the hair starts to grow and how the texture starts to become better, then they are very, very happy. Your hair is not good, man. It takes away your self-esteem, your confidence. And when the hair is good, they feel good also. And my payment is not in monetary terms, but in the success that I have with each patient that lives here.
Elma, just shortly, if there's anybody that wants to follow this career path in the medical sphere, you mentioned, it was quite a challenge, specifically in South Africa. What is the career path that they would follow?
As long as they have their matric. And then I always say to people that want to study it, go do a little bit of hairdressing also, so that you can understand the molecular structure of the hair. You can understand how the hair grows. Those are your basic things. I went to study it part-time because I wanted to know why this is happening. It was 3 months after each of my kids, I lost hair. And the dermatologist at the time only gave me vitamin B injections and nothing happened. But when I'm out in the street, I saw there's many people then with thinning hair. Then my search became then to go and find out where and why. So I studied at a late stage. And at that time, they gave me credit for the little bit of hairdressing that I did. But it helped me to give proper treatments for the people. It helped me to understand hairdressing in general, how the papilla works, the bonds of the hair, the disulfide bonds, the salt bonds. You do it when you study it also, but when you do hairdressing, you actually touch the person's scalp, you touch the person's hair and things like that. So then they gave me credit for that. And then at the time, I had to go over to Australia to go and do the course there. But now, it has become better because people don't want to travel far now because of COVID. So they relaxed the rules and regulations. We still have to register with an international company, the board of the trichologists, but you then can do practical with a qualified trichologist and with a registered trichologist, not with anyone that says, yes, use this or come buy this product. Actually quite a serious thing. So now people can study it, but then they will have to come to me for practical, but all of that is then done on camera so that they can see that the person has done the hours that they're supposed to be doing. Courses that people can do through Australia. I did Australia because it was the cheapest for me, or you can do it through the UK or America. But these other ones that you do online, those are not real ones.
So you would have to the international route.
I did speak to the services CETA to bring in the course, so I think they are looking at it. Then it will be easy for us, for people around to study it.
Thank you for joining this week's episode of Health for Mzansi podcast. For more on episode 98, check out healthformzansi.co.za. Now remember, if you are in a medical jam or just curious about some health and wellness trends, you can send an email to hello@healthformzansi.co.za or send a message to 076 132 0454. Here, we're on Blue Tick. So there you have it, gals and guys. If you did not know anything about trichology, we hope you have learned a thing or two from this chat. Till next time, keep well and stay healthy. Signing out, your girl Jo.